Hello. Another week draws to a close, and that makes me start to think about fun ways that politics can be enjoyed, studied, and consumed. And I have here the Alan Clark Diaries on DVD. This was made in 2004, this series. I don't think it's available on the iPlayer anymore. It was one of the earliest dramas made for BBC4, and it's really good. It's really good, but it's rather basic. But that's part of its charm. It was very cheaply made. Who is Alan Clark? Well, he was a real person. Alan Clark was a politician, an MP during the Thatcher and Major years. And he had he kind of rose, he fell, he rose again, and there was no one really quite like him. Not somebody I would naturally warm to. His politics are not the same as my politics. I think a lot of people could find him objectionable in many ways. He was a womanizer. He was well known for cheating on his wife and writing his diaries and publishing his diaries explaining exactly what he was doing. But what is fascinating about him is his candid nature. These diaries tell us exactly what he was thinking and feeling at the time. His views of Margaret Thatcher, his views on Margaret Thatcher's ankles, believe it or not, get a mention. And what this series does is it tells the story of his life in his words. They're quite short episodes, about 29, 30-minute episodes. There's only 6 of them. And he was nothing if not entertaining. If he didn't like somebody, he would write about why he didn't like them in his diary, being quite rude about cabinet colleagues and frank about his views of things. And it makes him a compellingly interesting figure. What would you get out of it? It's interesting, fun, not boring. I hope. I didn't find it boring, but then I'm a bit of a political nerd. And I think, although it wouldn't tell you necessarily an awful lot of in-depth things about the particular times that he was an MP, I think it will give you a hint of what it's like to be a minister, because he does get to be a minister, and how easy it is to lose that job if you're not good at it. And it's quite interesting on that regard. There's a moment in it where he has to deliver a speech in the House of Commons late at night, and he's been drinking, and that is pointed out by the Labour benches. Also, unusually for a Conservative, especially at that time, very interested in animal rights and campaigning against the fur trade and things like. In some regards, he cares more about animals than he does his fellow human beings. So he's a really interesting person, and while there's a lot I disagree with him about, there's something compelling about him. There's something interesting about him, and I find this a lot with politicians, even politicians I don't like. There are people that make me stop and listen. Tony Blair's one. When Tony Blair is on the TV, I stop and listen, because there's just something about him that is compelling is the word I keep using today. I'll go with that. And it's that was true of Blair when he was at the height of his powers as well. Regardless of whether I agreed with him or not, I wanted to listen to what he had to say. I think Thatcher was the same. There are certain politicians who just get to you. They reach you. I don't mean get to you in a bad way. They reach you. You want to hear their views, and that is a rare gift. And I would say that Alan Clark had that gift, but he didn't have he didn't have the gifts to rise to high office. He might have thought he did, but he didn't. He didn't have those gifts because you need an awful lot more. And he was, I think, one of these people who was incredibly rich. He lived in a castle, incredibly rich, really good schooling, but a little bit lazy, and a little bit not really on top of all of the information he needed to be on top of to do a great job. But fascinating. You will learn about what it's like to be a minister from his own standpoint. And yeah, what better way to do it than just relaxing with a bit of a drama based entirely on real things that actually happened. Great. I would recommend finding that. There might be versions of it freely available online, and yeah, just get stuck into it and enjoy it, and you will learn something. Always, by watching a political drama, you will get something out of it. It will enhance your study and your life to know about this rather ludicrous conservative minister from many years ago. So yeah, enjoy that. Have a good weekend and happy studying. Bye bye.